Time to put on those platform shoes and hit the disco. Studio 54, baby. That's all. I love that disco music. I love dance music, period. Although I got two left feet, I couldn't dance with a crap if somebody put a gun to my head. But let's go to Billboard's Hot 100, December 6, 1975. At number 90, debuting at number 90, the Ritchie family. I Want to Dance with You, Dance with Me. This was not a commercial record. This was not commercial enough to be top 10, top 20. This is a record that a music director at a top 40 radio station, whether it be WLS or maybe WTBC or here in Tuscaloosa, they listen to this record and they say, we hate disco. A lot of people hated disco in the 70s. My goodness, particularly men. Or they might say, this is just not commercial enough. We'll just pass on it. This was made for the clubs. This is a clubbing record. The Ritchie family. Ritchie family from Philadelphia. There were three women. They were studio singers at the Sigmund Sound Studios in Philadelphia. Cassandra Wooten, Gwendolyn Wesley, and Cheryl Jacks. Cassandra and Gwendolyn, they were in a band in the 60s called Honey and the Bees. They had some minor hits in the late 60s, early 70s, but they broke up in 1971. Gwendolyn and Cassandra, they migrated to Sigmund Sound Studios, and they eventually teamed up with Cheryl Jackson. They became backup singers. Now, here's what happened. This is what I've been able to piece together. This is just a very general picture, not very detailed. There were two guys from Europe. They were producers. They went to America with the purpose of producing a disco album at Sigmund Sound Studios. Sigmund Sound Studios, it makes a lot of sense because Sigmund Sound Studios, they were running 24 hours a day at one point recording. This was so hot, hotter than pancakes. Sigmund Sound Studios, we were talking about the epicenter of Gamble and Huff, one of the massive epicenters of soul and disco back in the 70s. Tom Bell producing the stylistics and the spinners at Sigmund Sound Studios back in the day. The legends arise. These two producers, they teamed up with another producer. His name was Ritchie Rome. Ritchie Rome assembled these three girls into a group of sorts, and they called themselves the Ritchie family, named after Ritchie Rome. Brazil was probably one of their biggest top 40 hits, the best disco in town, one of the most scintillating disco records ever. Fall of 1976, where they paid homage to some of those old soul records back in the 60s, back in the golden years. And that was in the fall of 76. But in between those two records, though, was this one in the fall of 75, I Want to Dance with You, Dance with Me. And trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to say about the Ritchie family. I believe I covered all the basics. This record by the Ritchie family got as high as number 84. That's it. It was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 4 weeks. I Want to Dance with You by the Ritchie family. Billboard's Hot 100, December 6, 1975.